In the last decade, streaming services and advances in streaming technology have given consumers a golden age of content creation and distribution. Shows, movies, music, video games, sporting events, and more now lie at the fingertips of anyone with a TV, tablet, or mobile device. But just as streaming has come to dominate legal content consumption, experts warn that it has also become the preferred avenue for illegal piracy. The laws that govern criminal copyright infringement provide meaningful penalties for illegal services trafficking in the unauthorized reproduction and distribution of creative works. Think downloading or file sharing. But those are becoming less and less common activities in the age of streaming. For streaming, only display and public performance rights violations are implicated, which carry trivial criminal penalties under current law. This gap is called the streaming loophole, which savvy content thieves can exploit without fear of meaningful consequences, as they know law enforcement is unlikely to pursue them given the meager penalties. Some lawmakers and interested parties want to close this loophole, especially at a time when so many creators and creative industries are struggling to survive and piracy is on the rise due to pandemic-related shutdowns and stay-at-home orders. Moreover, illicit streaming doesn't just hurt creators and copyright owners, it hurts consumers too. A recent report found that 1 out of every 3 content theft sites contain malware, and that consumers are 28 times more likely to get malware from a content theft site than on legitimate websites or licensed content providers. Some internet freedom organizations have advocated against closing the streaming loophole, insisting that individual users could be the target of felony prosecution if they post an infringing video to YouTube. Proponents of reform counter that existing laws and prosecutorial guidelines provide ample safeguards to protect all but the most flagrant and harmful instances of infringement, and legislative proposals to close the streaming loophole include the same, narrowly targeting industrial-scale streaming piracy operations. They go on to note that as creativity and innovation flourish in the legitimate streaming marketplace, the law's inability to keep up with technical change is becoming a serious problem. Ultimately, it's a question of whether harmonizing the penalties for display and public performance with reproduction and distribution would feasibly close the streaming loophole and still protect against unwarranted prosecutions. Lawmakers and stakeholders must ask themselves, in this new age of streaming dominance and corresponding piracy, how can we best serve the goals of copyright law while protecting both creators and consumers?